I pozdrav gameri, evo nas nazad u Kona. Tu smo uzeli smo zimsku jaknu.
Dans mon temps, c'était comme sur l'image, on était vrai, fiers, forts, puis on avait le bon lieu de notre part.
Da. Uzeli smo jaknu. E sad, ono što hoću je da... Samo sekund, uđem unutra. Vidite gdje sam ja. Ovdje rezerv. Hoću da odem do zadnje kuće. Do Lamut. Pa ćemo da imamo šta se tamo dešava. Evo ovako, napustimo samu kuću. Uzim mi neki znak. Prikolica prebrano pri stvari. Evo, prvo sam krenuo pogrešnu kuću. Nervira me ovaj low screen. Ali ajde. Ok, stigli smo.
Sometimes, and especially around here, people are so possessive with their land, as a dog is with hydrants.
Okay. Moramo sa kleštima da cviknemo.
What good was a motorless car? The mechanic sure had an odd way to go about repairing things. The Polaroid, Carl's long-standing and faithful ally, has seen its share of husbands caught red-handed cheating. There's always something out there waiting to be snapped away.
Okay. Ovaj kristal nam čudno sjaji. I nešto nas je desilo, samo sekund. Tako, izgubili smo sve naše stvari. Ne naše stvari, nego inventori nam je čudan. Vidimo neki duh ili nekog čovjeka, priviđanje.
Something very important must have been in there for the man to take such time and effort to hide it. But Carl didn't know how to reach it.
Čeka neka prošlost bilo, priviđenje.
The week of October 5th, thought Carl. That was this week. The plug should have been here by now. The machine appeared to be missing something critical, something necessary for it to take off. The shape of this machine, almost straight out of Star Trek, was out of the ordinary to say the least. It felt like this thing could fly up into space at any moment.
Fali nam neki deo da popravimo svemirski brod. Ali idemo mi u kuću. I pre kuće naravno pregledati čak i WC.
Carl had a hunch that there had got to be a plan somewhere that could help him put this thing back together. The man has a passion for intergalactic things. Back then, people were obviously scared of the Russian atomic bomb, but an invasion by extraterrestrials was a legit fear as well. Seems like the mechanic had made his choice. Roswell. Atamipek, same story. Large deserts conducive to extravagant follies. Weird stuff. Kind of a crossing between a colander and a hairdryer. What was it for? To play telepath? To protect against nuclear waves? If some daring person could manage to get their hands on the missing parts, Carl was willing to bet that the craft would have taken flight.
Ok, čudan je ovaj naš lik. I narator. Ok, Polaroid film, to nam treba.
Carl deducted this was a map of the area. Were those pins pointing to places of interest?
Ok, našao samo skiju. Zvuk je čudan, da je to nevjerovatno.
The milk was sorted by color, from the whitest to the greenest, or in other words, from the freshest to the sourest. Perhaps someone was expecting an important call. In any case, that person's in for a long wait. Carl already noticed that telephone services weren't provided in this area. It was an indisputable fact that machines like this entailed a level of intellectual finesse that Carl was lacking.
Ok, popravili smo svemirski brod, ali ništa specijalno, još se zapalio. Valjamo one skije. Pa ćemo da vidimo šta ćemo dalje.
By following the plan, Carl was led to believe that the snowmobile's parts had to be scattered about in the vicinity.
fora, treba da sastavimo sad. A gdje su mi delovi? Okej. Daj, možemo vidjeti.
Seems like the elements showed mercy to those nice and solid-looking
Okej,
planks.
moramo otići do auta. Ko bi rekao da se čuda da se...
Carl hadn't lived up to his good finder reputation.
Sorry, ajde da ostavimo empty bottle i...
He still hadn't found any of the wealth contained in Lamotte's lands.
Onda bi trebao tamo gore da odem. Što znam što tamo ima. Tako. Ovamo sad ne bi idemo odmah. Idemo da napravimo taj most. Okej.
Carl had no idea how to interpret a message like that. On the surface, it seemed like he had one half too many of this puzzle.
Okej, nešto je
Enough to
vidio.
know he shouldn't take this testimony as gospel. The entire thing, being some punishment for a murder committed by Hamilton, seemed like an outlandish theory. Carl was doubtful.
Okej, sad nam fali samo korman. Upravljač, to ne znam gdje je. Samo da pretražim dvorište pa će vidjeti šta je i gdje je. Okej, našao sam upravljač. I volan bio je sakriven u garaži.
A bit of gas, a new spark plug, and a key, and this thing would run perfectly.
E sad, ono što
All
nam
he
treba
needed to do now was to find all that.
su ključevi i kanister. Kanister nemam. I prvo to ne znam gdje bi mogao da bude. Sada živim u garažu da nema neki kanister. Neki magazin.
The very first steps of man on the moon were made more than a year ago. The event had surely captivated the mechanic's mind for him to still keep this around.
Okay, nemam.
To all appearances, Carl concluded, the owner of the place had moved more essentials from his house inside the garage. Peculiar man indeed.
Ovdje nemam, da vidim u garaži. U kući, ja u garaži.
Weird stuff. Kind of a crossing between a colander and a hairdryer. What was it for? To play telepath? To protect against nuclear waves?
Nemam. Što ne govori, ova muzika me malo nervira. Nešto imam u šumi. Pa ću se vrnem. Ok, našao sam vučije tragove. Pratim njih pa ću da vidim. Ću da vidim. Šta se dešava, mada već vidim vuka napred. Okej, ovo me ujeda. Okej, equipment.
Carl never thought he would be dancing with the wolves.
Okej, ubili smo vuka. Mada ja ovamo ne vidim ništa pametno. Ima neka kapija, tako da...
The blood and the shape of the hole in the ground left no room for doubt. Someone had been buried here. Someone whose life had been taken with blunt force. Where was the body now? Why had it been buried, only to be dug up later? Carl felt as though he was shrouded in fog.
Okej, da. Nemamo Pajser. Nemamo Pajser i bukvalno nismo ništa radili. Sve smo bili to buka i što smo našli da nam treba Pajser. Idem nazad do automehaničara, ne do generalne radnje. Pa ću odatle da vidim šta, kako i gde da idemo dalje. Evo ovako, u garažu nisam našao ništa, tu smo prodavnice, sad.
Carl felt that the store and its surroundings still held their secrets, and he didn't like to miss out.
Prodavnici ima nešto što nam treba, samo ne znamo šta je to još. Napred. Na prvu levo, prvu kuću. Čisto da vidimo što tamo ima. Okej, bio sam do one kuće.
The milkman had to drive by every week to fill the bottles. The fresh milk indicated a recent visit.
I nisam našao ništa. Vratio se do prodavnice čisto da vidim šta ima nazad. I otkrio sam kristal. I to slučajno. Mada vidim i traguje vukova, tako da... Ajde da ih ispratim brzinski.
Carl felt that the store and its surroundings still held their secrets as he glanced over another body trapped in ice. Indeed, the scene was quite chilling. Carl felt familiar shivers going down his spine, and he was back to the realm of visions. To all appearances, this was a hunting log. Better yet, a war diary. What could these engraved numbers mean? A fresh path suddenly appeared before Carl. The vision slowly faded away, like an icicle melting in the palm of your hand. Carl, back in the real world, now knew who the icebound man was, Gilles Lachance. the general store's manager himself. That had to be the worst parking job ever. Who was Carl to judge, though? It may be customary to park like that around these parts, or
Imamo
not.
broj 739, ne znam šta je. Mogu se unijeti samo na ovamo nešto. Ali nema takvih.
A nice picture of the Magasin Lachance store, seemingly taken the day it was first
Takvog
opened.
broja 739.
It feels frozen in time, from an era long forgotten. Amateur hunters showing some pride at having killed a nice pelted beast. With men like this roaming the area, wolves would become extinct within 10 years, Carl thought.
Ništa, što se tiče ovog videa, to je bilo to. Ja ću da se prekinuti, tako završavamo. Ostavite like, share, pa se na kanal, a mi se vidimo u sljedećem videu. Ćao!